Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bible Illustrated Hands. I sort of had this plan for this channel to have a daily video, and because I'm lagging behind, occasionally there will be 2 videos per day until I reach the average 1 video per day since this channel's inception. Okay, that's some background. Today's question comes from Supboy100. His question is, what is your opinion on Catholic Marian Apparitions? Thank you for your question, Supboy. This image is only remotely related to what I'm going to talk about. Honestly, Orthodox opinion on Catholic Marian apparitions is generally not very good. I'll explain. This is generally how a Marian apparition goes in an Orthodox church. Some person, usually a woman but not generally, will have a dream that will go along the lines of there is an icon of me in the field, in the cesspool, hidden under ash, something like that. Take it to the church, and that person first tries to convince the bishop to go out and look for the icon. The bishop naturally refuses. This is usually presented as lack of faith by the bishop, but trust me, I think that bishops and priests get people who have visions on daily basis, and they take it as just a good common sense and discernment. So they generally don't. So that person goes and locates the icon itself. That person receives healing from some ailment that he or she had before the icon was found. Sometimes the icon will leak myrrh, that is myrrh streaming icons, and that's it. Sometimes a feast day is established in the honor of that miraculous event, but that's about it. That is not how a lot of Catholic Marian apparitions appear, at least when it comes to the most popular ones. This is how they usually go. Someone, nearly exclusively a woman or a child or children, sees an apparition. That apparition calls itself something that an Orthodox will consider a heretical. I am the Immaculate Conception. I am the papal infallibility. I'm the filioque, whatever. Go and tell this bishop priest to that you have these visions, those children, or that a nun does, or the spiritual director. Of course, that spiritual director is skeptical because he's a normal, sane man. Then that vision starts to threaten people with horrible torments and disasters if people do not repent and do not implement the brand new devotion that the apparition has brought. It is usually some variant of the rosary, not necessarily, but it is something Marian in nature. People start believing, miracles occur, a new feast day or a dogma is proclaimed, and everybody's happy. Now, what is the biggest difference between all of these, between Orthodox and Catholic visions? Well, the biggest difference is that Orthodox visions do not affect the church at large. There is no change of dogma. A feast day may be implemented, but it is never some huge feast day. I think that the biggest feast day that was implemented in the Orthodox Church based on a vision was the protection of Mother of God, or veil of Mother of God, where Saint Andrew the Fool for Christ saw the Mother of God praying for all of the people, and this was represented by a veil she held in her hands, and by which she covered all of humanity. This is very similar to the mantle of Mother of God in the Western Church. It is practically the identical concept. But that's about it. In Catholic Church, there is always a new devotion, and one needs to wonder why all the new devotion. What's wrong with the older ones? You know, and always and usually these visions have a long-lasting impact on the Church. For example, with Corpus Christi, you have a sudden development of Eucharistic adoration that was not existent for the 1,000 years prior. Then you have Immaculate Conception. You have the heavy political implications of Fatima, and I won't even go into the paranoia surrounding the Fatima mysteries. I don't know, I think that was pretty crazy, if you ask me. Well, this happened for the first time. It's not a sign. Also, one thing I really mind about these visions is that devotions, they, for example, I don't know how they're called. I think it's called something like First Saturday devotions, where you have to go to confession, communion on first Saturdays of every month for I don't know how many months, to win I don't know how many, to achieve what graces. But what I mind in all of these visions is that they treat communion as it was a means to a greater end. Like, what greater grace can be there can be than the body of blood of Christ? I really don't know, but these visions oftentimes think that they do that there is, because if you go for X consecutive times to communion, something greater than communion will happen, you know, because communion becomes a tool in the hands of the vision. And I'm sad to say that the Catholic style of vision was absolutely existent prior to the vision. You never have these promises. You never have introductions of dogmas. You never have, the calendar lacks one feast. Come on. You know, I don't want to be too dismissive, but the way these things are arranged is problematic, I think. You know, visions are always private. You know, you may declare something worthy of belief, but they shape the Church much more than plain, oh, you can believe in it, you know. I have no idea what the thing about Fatima and conversion of Russia is. Even Catholics don't know. Was Russia consecrated? Is this explosion of orthodoxy in Russia the fulfillment of Fatima, of her promise that the Russia will convert, or does that mean that Russia is spreading its errors? Who on earth knows? It's all very confusing and not for a good. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of these visions. I myself am not a, I'm not a miracle chaser. So those things, first of all, don't impress me. And second, I find them very dubious. You know? Also, I would like to comment on Medjugorje, but I think that I don't think I have ever met a Catholic who believes in Medjugorje. And I know... And I know I have a lot of Catholics among my audience. I mean, no Catholics, but Croats, and this has nothing to do with you guys being Croats. It has to do, well, Mary's really talkative in those visions, you know? I mean, I'll start believing that heaven is so empty that she has practically no one to talk to, you know? And who knows, maybe in like 50 years, people will start think that even Medjugorje is worthy of belief. You can't know. In 1200s, no one believed in immaculate conceptions. You have people like Thomas Aquinas rejecting it, but suddenly it's a dogma because some children saw some lady who said, "I'm immaculate conception." But whatever rocks your boat and whatever your church deems it right, but that is one thing I like in Orthodoxy, and that is that those things are there to inspire you, not organize devotions and insert and order for feast days to be instituted. I must say though, my spiritual father, who's Orthodox, does think that Guadalupe is an actual Marian vision, because it involved a miracle. It didn't bring any new devotions. It didn't ask for anything special. It was a miracle that prevented bloodshed and overall destruction and simply brought people to Christ. Speaking of miracle of the Son of Fatima, not really impressed. I don't want to call it a demonic miracle, but it easily can be. I'm not a huge fan of miracles. I'm not even a huge fan of the Holy Fire of Jerusalem. This may be scandalous to my Orthodox audience, but I'm sorry, it's fireworks. Even if miraculous fireworks, it's fireworks. If you have never attended the Holy Fire, every liturgy is an inconceivably greater miracle than that. And I'm just going to end there. Bye.